can have more of a conversation.
Okay.
And the idea is that we discuss your project. We will go one center at a time. And if time permits, we will do the second person from each center also. But we'll at least try and target at least one center from each, one person from each center. And how that helps us is that we basically start looking at the center's work based on who's there. And then within yourselves, you can start having more conversations and take that feedback and apply it to each other's work also. And having said that, you will also get written feedback for people who I haven't spoken with today. But this way, you can also put your point across if there's some kind of clarity you want to give us. Okay?
Yeah.
So which one is you?
The middle one.
So you can just start by introducing what your project's about. We have about 10 minutes to discuss each project. So bearing that in mind, you can start now.
So basically, the inspiration of the design project was Alice in Wonderland, but from the Tim Burton movie.
Right.
So the first slide is about all the mind mapping, like taking the aesthetics and all the visual thing. Basically, Alice in Wonderland, all that quirkiness, but with the dark side of Tim Burton. So I have listed down everything. Then in the second one, in the second slide, I have just basically images of Alice in Wonderland. It's like all the images from the movie. So those are just the imagery. So we know like what's going on in the movie, what are the tones. You can see like there are a lot of dull tones and English dull tones. And also it is inspired from the Victorian era.
Right.
Then yeah, in the insights now on this slide, basically, since there are so many forecasts are happening, I chose these 4 trends. But I took the digital ombre, actually what the trends are, but the imagery in trends are quite different and they don't give the hint of Alice in Wonderland. So keeping the same trends, but using the imagery taken from the Tim Burton's movie, I made the other board. So the trends are not, the actual trend is not, what you say, like,
what you're going to finally do, of course. Yeah.
So I'm using the same trends, only the imagery is changed. So that at least by looking at it, we know like what aesthetics we are expecting from the collection.
Good.
So I have mentioned everything in detail, like what I'm taking from those. And now these are the final trends. So I just recreated those trends without changing it, only changed the imagery. Now, for the relevance, these are the designers. Basically, Alexander McQueen for his eccentric and very loud designs. Also, we have Marchesa. So these are just silhouettes, not the whole garment as such, but silhouettes, how the play of fabrics are, how the color combinations are taken. In the keywords I mentioned, I have just made those words bold, which I'm thinking of using, but as I go further, it might change. Like we have to go to and fro. Now in this, the inspiration imagery is changed. Now keeping Alice in Wonderland, the same concept, but different imagery, which whatever I'm taking it from the Alice in Wonderland according to Tim Burton. But as you see, like the first slide was about gray tones. Now it goes till sepia. So you can see the gradation from gray tones till the vivid colors. And how I'm playing with the proportions, the rabbits, the time distortion, everything about Alice in Wonderland. But keeping my essence in mind as such, because I'm a designer who always makes some dark kind of artworks. So I wanted to keep my aesthetic in the mind as well, like what kind of a designer I am.
So also what happens is this is a good point. I think a lot of people end up saying that this is my vibe, or this is the kind of designer I am, which is good. But basically what happens is your thought process of choosing your inspiration already determines that. So because of the kind of person you are as a designer, you will choose an inspiration that interests you.
Yeah.
And by default, it is something like Alice in Wonderland, because that's the kind of product you like to make.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That will anyways come, that usually follows through because of the inspiration choices also.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Then this is the collection name, which is Into the Unknown, and about my collection, like how I'm taking the aesthetics. Also, I'm using the tapestry of Ghazipur.
Why though?
So in the tapestry, one thing is that keeping only the art in mind, it is untouched. Like it's not upgraded right now. It is as it was back in the 90s. And also in Alice in Wonderland, we see a lot of textures and vivid things happening. Now I just want to merge these both arts and make something new.
So do you feel like maybe you want to do some of that merging and collaging for your inspiration images also? So when you actually have that as a technique, it makes more sense. So right now we understand the feel, we're getting the vibe. So how you creative collages, maybe you bring in that art form, choose some imagery that also points in that direction. So that link becomes stronger, and eventually when you reach your write-up, all that visual referencing already gives you enough information, and these questions don't come up then.
Yeah, so I want to show that in the form of SOT though.
That's fine.
I have mentioned it.
That's fine. That's fine.
So these are my basic color stories. There are many possibilities of color stories. So these are the ones which talks like using the English dull tones, but also a little bit of vibrant tones.
But why vibrant tones? Is that important?
No, this is basically all the possibilities. I have not like finalized anything yet, but there are many things coming up. So for now, I'm just keeping everything in front of me. And once I start with my sampling, I'll keep on going to and fro to make sure like which one goes, like which one I can justify. So this is the tapestry of Ghazipur. The old one, which I always saw like during the 90s, like we used to have wall hanging of those, and the textures in movies. So the textures which I can see, the colors I can see in the movie, and even the concept, which is like completely different and which is non-realistic, which is very surreal as well. So how I can justify those with the use of tapestry?
Yeah. So I think maybe surreal should be one of your keywords. I think surreal as your key thing, maybe you can add that in, where it is supposed to be something that's a bit like not realistic. So maybe you want to add that in because that gives you a lot more scope to your collection then.
Okay. Yeah. So this is how I made the collage. Basically showing like what's there. Now in this collage you can see what is there, even taken from the forecast, the SOT forecast, and how I'm just planning to like merge it together with playing with the textures. These are the fabrics. So what fabric and what all proportion and in what all and how what kind of an SOT I will be using. And these are just the silhouettes which I'm like planning it out. So these are not the final designs, but like how in Alice in Wonderland they are like over exaggerating. So if I take a part of a sleeve and if I have to over exaggerate it, then how I can use it. So these are like just the hints, like for me to like go ahead. Like tiny elements, how I can just play around with it. So that's why I made it in such collages and redrawing on them. I haven't drawn the final ones yet.
That's
because I'm still working. So till here I'm done.
Yeah, so I think what you can do is add in that one keyword that's missing. The story seems quite nice. You can just add that keyword that is missing. And when you come into your garments, right, just be careful that you don't make it like, don't make it don't simplify it too much. Like you want that drama to be there. You want that grandness to be there. You want that disproportionateness to be there. So when you start to draw it, just bear that in mind, because we end up seeing some collections that have really beautiful run-ups to it. And suddenly the silhouette becomes really like too simplified. Okay, so that's fine. So you just need to keep doing this, but I want to see a lot more silhouettes. And also you've got these very interesting textures. So I don't need to see the final application of the texture and color, but even if you can start showing hints on your rough drawings of where that cascade of the threads will come from, just kind of scribble it
Okay.
in so we can
The
see whether.
placement basically.
Correct. Yeah. Just like
Okay.
basic placement of where you want to do that. That'll be quite nice. And also with the color, I would just like to say that you've got such a lovely color story in the pictures itself that I feel like you can still explore color options a lot
Yeah.
more. There are so many different things. And also don't feel pressurized to only draw your color story from one image. You could
Okay.
probably put 2 or 3 of these images together because your inspiration is about this randomness and
Yeah.
different characters and so much going on. So you could probably put 3, 4 pictures together and then pull your colors out, because your color story should also be really unique
Yeah.
to kind of portray the tone of the movie. You know, just the way that
Yeah.
the colors are merged. It's got a darkness to it, but it's also
Yeah.
got like a bright red and it's got a bright
Yeah.
pink. So when you make your color story, just bear that in mind. So it is a pretty colorful collection, but a very, you have to restrain the color. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like a Joker's garment, but like a very restrained, colorful
Yeah.
collection. Yeah,
Okay.
cool. Also, I'm just thinking, I've been looking at all of your work for the last couple of days, and it makes me wonder that, there is so much thought that you guys are putting into your work. So at what point are you all thinking that this is not coming across to the kids? Because the students are not doing the work the way you guys are doing the work and showing it to us. So why is that? Like, what do you think is not being conveyed to the students? Because why aren't the
Uh,
students giving us portfolios where there is that, I'm thinking of this, I'm collaging this, and this is not just about this project in particular, it's about a lot of other ones that I've seen too.
I have a feedback of that, but it's completely a different one, because my experience was like where students feel like, no, this is how we want to do. Why you're forcing your technique on us, or something like that.
No,
Somehow
but
they
see,
feel like,
there's a difference. So, for example, when I'm giving you feedback, I'm not telling you ki aise
yeah,
banao. Now, I as a designer have a different aesthetic from you, and that's
yeah,
fine. And I need you to be you and me to be me.
yeah,
So, when you're talking to the students, they should not feel like you're overriding their aesthetic for sure. But
yeah.
process, I'm talking about process.
Because
Because
yeah, for the process as well, like I have observed, like when we are like trying to tell the students like, why don't you do this and explore more, then somehow I think, I don't know if it's ego or what, I don't know, I can't just put my finger on it, but it's somewhere they feel like it's not theirs anymore. So either one thing happens is like where they retaliate, they are like, okay, I'm not interested in this, or either they will like just nod and do whatever they wanted to do anyway. So this is like one thing which I have observed like very recently, like for 2 of my projects. So we are like still trying to figure it out, like how to like keep the process, it is still yours, but like we need the process to be quite disciplined, right? We can't be
yeah,
all over the place, so
yeah,
we
of
are just
course we
still
have to.
figuring it out.
I sort of a little defer to this because I feel most of the centers, when I'm seeing portfolios, I'm seeing their work. We are not giving them the template. Actually, we are just jumping. I'm not talking of any one particular
Yeah, yeah.
center. I'm generally saying कि क्या हो रहा है कि we start too soon. We actually, the foundation, the basics
Yeah.
is very cramply handled. So students जो काम भी करते हैं ना, if they're even showing their portfolios later to us, it is basically an effort of the faculty. The final outcome, the final work, the final portfolio which is sent further on for any sort of a competition, it is
Right.
not the students' work, it is the faculty's work. Most of the cases. This is because since it's the whole process of our training program was basically so that we, when once know that this is the final outcome, where we have to start from. We forget the foundations, we forget the basics. We make students start design right from the first, second
Right.
day or second week of the course.
Yeah.
That's what we should not be doing.
Yeah.
Because क्या होता है कि हम अगर उनको first दिखा देते हैं ना कि this is how you design, then they will never ever come back to learning ABCD. And that's what I've been always telling. And most of the centers, they get so quick into making garments, showing it because they feel that the outcome will make the students happy. But they are forgetting that happiness is going to be short-lived. It's like a medicine which is going to give them cure at the minute, but probably never ever going to let them learn. So, I feel that if students are taught from the beginning in steps, then they'll be able to give us such portfolio.
Yeah.
I hope.
So
they
basically,
agree
even
with
if we
me.
look at the way we're doing the project, right, we've broken them down to different phases. So we need to translate that very clear to students on that this is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and that's when you reach phase 4. Look at all of us. We've been doing this project for the last 1 month now, and we feel like now we start to see certain things, people are implementing it, and this is all long distance. If we actually work together closely with them, and probably we break the projects down also, or the amount of information we give them, we only give them beyond a certain point. So you know what Anju ma'am you're saying is very correct. We need to put them into the habit of taking the time on each phase before we actually reach the last phase, for sure,
I
for
think
sure.
it's good.
Yeah, but it's really hopeful to see that the teachers
Because
have,
most of you
sorry,
put an effort.
yeah, I mean I'm seeing this, and I see that the minute we ask you guys to do your own projects, we see that there is effort from a lot of people are putting in the effort. A lot of people are doing some really interesting work. So that means that the teachers have it. It's just that maybe in the way it's being passed on, or with the rush that it's being, or whatever, there could be 100 reasons. So we need to just streamline that out. But it's motivating. It's very hopeful to see it.
Karishma, I basically don't want to finally see all the teachers
Yeah.
coming up with
Yeah. Of
exceptional
course.
ideas. The whole
Of
idea
course.
is that they should learn the process. That's the only
Absolutely.
thing. They should teach
Absolutely.
right. Because
So
wherever
yesterday,
yeah.
So yesterday we had a teacher on the call with us, and she told me very clearly, I'm not a design teacher. I've never learned design. I'm a pattern cutting teacher. She said, but I want to learn. She tried doing something, it didn't work. So that's what I was saying to her, that for you, it's not about coming up with that great invention or being innovative, but it's about you understanding. Do you understand the keyword process? Do you understand? So you have to understand the process. You don't always have to come up with the result. So she's really trying to rework her own understanding of it.
And what I want to tell whoever is present over
Sorry.
here, every process needs to be, told to the students and largely done on it. Like they should go step by step, every minute. Like if it's keyword, usse pehle the whole process of letting them even know what is keywords, how do they derive. So they have to be like emphasizing on that first, letting them actually learn or get habituated into or extracting keywords also. How do you do that? So every phase needs detailed explanations. And that's what we're expecting our faculties to be learning from this whole talk on to us.
Yeah. And the thing is, obviously, y'all have more information. For example, y'all have studied before, y'all have done this before. So with y'all, maybe we don't go that, like we're not going like that into it, but understand that what we're showing you guys right now is the phases that we are hoping that you will start to deliver the work in also. Yeah? Cool. Who else is here? Who's here next? Zain? Who's next? Who's the next person? Who's here?
We have...
No, not Koregaon. Give me some other center.
We have Borivali also.
Okay, so let's do Borivali. Is Hardik over here? Or Nisha? Who's here from the Borivali Center? Please, can you all tell me your name so we can move ahead a bit faster? I don't want to keep asking.
Palvin, who's joined in from Borivali?
Ma'am, they were supposed to be here today for the session. Has Bhopal joined us? Bhopal, we've called, they were also joining.
Okay, then who's also, can you please tell them to please be on time, because we all really need to start this together. Otherwise, we end up repeating ourselves a lot.
We have Bhopal.
So you should just let them know. She's come? Okay, so let's start with her. Let's start with her.
In fact, the faculty is over here. You could just let your name out and the center. So
yeah, you just tell us where you're from. We'll start with you guys. Now, why are we waiting for people who aren't here also?
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. This is Tajwar from Bhopal INFD.
Okay, I'm opening yours then. Yours is the group project, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Tajwar and Aditi Badal.
Okay, so this is yours. What is that? Cheesecake.
Yes.
Oh, just 1 second, 1 second. Wasim's asking me. Okay, yeah, sit over here. Yeah, sorry, we have Zain in the office with us today. So Zain is, it's the first time he's come after many, many days. So he's very excited. Okay, so your project, can you tell us a little bit about your project? Can you start telling us about your project, please?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah.
So basically, we have taken inspiration from the bacterias, like how we think what bacterias and viruses are, but we are looking at not what it is on the outside, but what it is under the microscope.
Right.
Like there is whole new world of bacteria and viruses and many other things that looks so beautiful under the microscope. So that is how we have come up with the idea of the concept as under the microscope. So we'll be talking about the life or the world underneath it. So this is basic the inspirational images of how different things or different bacteria look under the microscope. And then this is basically how did we come up with the idea, like because it all started during this coronavirus. So this is all we could think about. There's nothing else we could get our mind off to. So
Right.
yeah, and then thinking about it, doing the trend analysis, we have thought we want to focus on something which is irregular, which has error, which is not symmetric and all. So this is how the silhouette goes. For the color palette, since we have seen the images of the viruses and the bacteria of or anything that we see under the microscope, it is very colorful. It has very vibrant colors. So this is how we wanted to keep our color palette as, but we are also trying to focus on sustainability. Like we have done in the trend analysis, how the designers, worldwide designers are working on sustainable fashion. So that is how we have come up with the color palette. So the colors we want to keep as neutrals, the base fabrics, but the surface texture that we re-incorporating, we wanted a little vibrant and the 3D
So I just want to
surface texture.
bring out one point before I scroll
Yeah.
down is when you have an image like this, no, with Shutterstock written on it, it doesn't look very nice. So this is for
Yeah.
everyone. Don't use imagery with any sort of watermark on it.
Right.
If it's got a watermark, don't use it. Okay. And
Yeah,
also
sure.
when you say that you're using an off-white base only for being sustainable, that is very debatable. We can argue about that for some time,
No,
because I don't think that should be the reason why you're using an off-white or a light colored base. You can still be sustainable and good to the
yeah, and we can
environment.
incorporate colors. Yes.
Yeah. So I wanted to rethink that point you just said to me. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so these are your final keywords.
Yeah.
So tell me the relevance of these images, this connectivity and this image, these photos. Why have you put those in?
These are the visual representations of the keywords that we have written above. Like how it is
So how did
something
connectivity come in?
3D. It connectivity as in when we look at the images that we have put above जो microscope के अंदर दिखता है. So
Right.
that is how these structures look like. They are connected
Yeah.
from one to another in some way. So that is how we have come up with
Okay.
the connectivity.
And this image, the images, what does this stand for? The images over here, photos.
Radiant extravaganza. This one is intricate. how you can find things, under one cell or organism, like intricacy that we wanted to show.
This photos, for the photos.
Yeah. So these are
Okay,
all different words. Like what are words you have written above in the previous slide.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
no, I
these are all,
understand
yeah.
that. That's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be. So that the
Yeah.
thought process is correct. But I'm just wondering if this image conveys that.
Which one? The
This one, the
photographs
photo
one.
Polaroid. Yeah, this one.
ताजवा मैम, एक मिनट, मेरे को थोड़ा सा clear
You can
नहीं दिख
talk
रहा है.
about it too. You both can talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
दोनों बात कर सकते हैं.
Network is
Yeah.
very poor. That's why I'm not asking.
Okay, you know, on your inspiration board, you have a photo of like lots of photographs. There's a photo of photos. So I'm trying to understand, why is that photo there?
Can we go to the above slide?
Right. First one. That
Right on top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
vibrant.
ये वाला?
No, just the keywords where we have written it.
Oh, keywords. Sorry. Yeah, this one, right?
Ma'am, keywords. Return.
Keywords. These are your keywords. Yeah. So bolo? I think they have a network problem actually.
जितने भी words हैं, इनकी images हैं मैम वो. इनसे related है.
हाँ, I know. I understood that, but what does this picture convey? आपके सारे keywords है वो समझ गए. You've got photos, but in this picture, what keyword does this picture stand for?
Scattered. Yes.
Scattered. Okay. You couldn't have found a better picture for that. Okay, you need to find a better picture, because somewhere I feel like this one doesn't work. Like you've got such nice pictures even up here. ये जो आपके पहले photos है ना, ये वाले, they're so nice. In fact, all of this, I can see connectivity, I can see scattered. Like there's this connection happening here. There's scattered, there's vibrant. Look at this one. For connectivity, this picture also works. So I feel like you've got enough pictures there. You don't have to forcefully go and put something else unnecessarily. Okay, so just you want to rethink the placement of your pictures.
Sure.
Okay.
So this is your color story. So your color story came from where?
So basically, our main focus was on something we wanted to like the color palette, as we have seen in the picture. It is very vibrant. So basically, we wanted to do color blocking. We wanted to proceed with the color blocking. When we were thinking about the garments, we wanted a collection, as we have mentioned earlier in the the theme and the concept, that we wanted the idea of the collection was we wanted to make a collection for the masses. Like we want it to reach to as many people as we want, keeping in mind we wanted to we wanted to see something earthiness in it. Like I know that you said that when we think about sustainability, it need not necessarily be white and the pastels, but what we thought, if we are talking about something earthy, we wanted to incorporate the greige fabric in our collection. So that is why we have come up with the base color as the cream, the off-white, and then when we are putting the surface textures on the garment, we wanted color blocking of
this color,
these vibrant color combinations on the surface ornamentation or the surface texture on the garments.
That's fine. So the base is fine. That's fine. But my point is that this yellow, this red, this blue, this green, this brown, it doesn't really come from your inspiration. Your inspiration is vibrant. Absolutely, you're right. But is it these vibrant colors? Do you see the organisms and under the microscope in these kind of colors? Because usually when you think of science and you think of this, even look at your own first board. Let's get to that only.
Okay.
Look at the colors over here. It's
so
purple, pink. It's like, it's like medicine ka color. It's like that medical color. So there's a certain kind of like fluorescence in it, which somewhere is missing in that palette. So you're saying, okay, we don't want to dye the fabric. We want to use the natural color of the fabric. That's okay. And then it could even come from the logic saying that we as humans, we get infected by these bacteria. So gray fabric or your natural fabric is a person,
Right.
and then the bacteria is what. So you can make that story. That's not a problem.
Right.
But just the colors you choose as your vibrant colors, please reconsider those.
Okay.
Okay. So for the
Okay.
vibrant colors, actually, while we were doing the research of the trend trend analysis or the trend report, so when we were thinking of all the shades of color we want to incorporate, like red, yellow, blue. So what yellow, what blue was in the trend forecast, we have taken those colors. That is why.
So don't do that. Don't do that. So what's happening is now your inspirations become the trend forecast, but actually this is our inspiration. So we look at a trend forecast to understand what is going on in the world. We don't look at a trend forecast to change what we want to do. So you know that in the trend forecast you've got color blocking. So that's fine.
Right.
Now what color you want to block with is your decision, na? So now you block it with your color. Don't have to do that color. So you change it, okay?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on, surface ornamentation, I think. Last
Yeah.
slide is.
So you'll use leftover material, that's fine. Leftover fabrics, that's fine. These are your surface ornamentation techniques. They work because the kind of photos you showed us earlier, it's got like this very like organic feel to it. So it works. I would not go down the path of the flower. You want to try and stick to stuff that doesn't have a definite shape. So for example, this also has a shape, I agree. But this looks more like, it looks more random. This flower looks like a flower.
Okay.
Right. So when you're choosing your like, this is also quite nice. Like it's got a repetition, but it's got like each line could be slightly different, right? So it's got a pattern to it, but it's still got like a very free flowing organic kind of vibe. Like even this one, but somehow this one looks like a flower. So stay away from those kind of things. Okay. You can explore that.
Okay.
Now for your garments, where are your silhouettes coming from? SOT to samajh gaye, color samajh gaye, silhouette kahan se aa raha hai?
Silhouette, basically we have just followed the keyword as error and irregular, something not symmetric.
Correct. That's fine. Do you think maybe you can explore some more? I feel like this is I know you want to make stuff, but you also said you want to make stuff that's very commercially viable, right? So you want to make products that are easy to wear.
Yeah.
But can we still try and explore it a little bit more? Can we probably, you're saying, okay, irregular is my keyword. Asymmetrical is my keyword. Can I still make, there are lots of beautiful clothes that you get nowadays, which are like made in really plain kind of colors. But one more challenge you'll have is if I say irregular and I say, let's say, suppose this garment, and I'm saying my entire base is going to be off-white and only this part is going to be my color, that's very minimal color for your inspiration, because your inspiration is a bit colorful. And then if I say I'm going to do so much embroidery, then it doesn't stay easy to wear, then it becomes a luxury piece. So you need to decide a little bit, maybe you need to think a little bit more on this. Okay, the content is correct, the idea is correct, there's no problem with that, but I want you to reconsider this idea of saying I will bring in color with only embroidery and keep my base white. But if I put so much embroidery, then it becomes expensive. If I put too little embroidery, then it becomes too white. Okay, so do you want to probably find some other kind of way of bringing in the white? Maybe you don't want to do plain white, maybe you want to do some dye technique on the fabric, which also brings in color. So think about these points and then get back to me.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and then also once you've decided that part, I want you to just look at your silhouettes once again and try and keep it easy, simple. Keep it easy, simple. Don't go complicated. That's okay. Try and think more in the direction of asymmetry. Little more asymmetry, little more irregular. Just think about those keywords and draw a few more silhouettes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions for me? Any questions?
No,
ma'am.
No, not
so
right.
much.
Very good. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Okay,
you.
tell me who else is here. Tell me who else is here from any center. I'll bring your presentation up. And don't.
One more project is there. Bhopal.
We're trying to do all the centers first. If the other centers aren't there, then we'll do yours. But anyone else is there from any other center apart from Bhopal or from Pune?
We have Panvel.
Panvel. Okay, let's do Panvel. Who's here from Panvel?
Mahima ma'am is here. Mahima ma'am.
So we've opened her presentation.
Mahima ma'am, आप mute पे हो.
Okay, can you start?
Yes, ma'am.
Start. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah. So we have taken an inspiration from the Mughal era.
Hmm.
So these are the brainstorming words.
Okay.
These are the images from where I have taken the inspiration.
Right. I'm not sure if this is Mughal, huh? This one, the one that I'm circling right now. This lady over here, I don't think she's Mughal. So you may want to rethink her position in your inspiration board.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So what did you guys find
Yeah.
more fascinating? So what did you guys like from what you saw? What are you taking forward?
Actually, we have taken some of the jali work from the Mughal.
Hmm.
Transparency, like they are having so much of embroidery work. They are having the jewelry, so much of jewelry there is having. So we have taken that, as well as we have contemporized our collection. So Mughal is our theme, which we have taken. We have taken inspiration from Mughal, but we are making the contemporized garment out of it.
Okay, so talk to me about a trend analysis. What is this? Why have you put these here?
Ma'am, in this we have taken a sleeves.
Okay.
इसमें ये जो है इसमें हमने sleeves से inspiration लिया है. So that is why we have put it in the trend
Okay.
analysis.
Okay. But what have you taken? Like, so when I'm talking about trend analysis, I'm trying to talk about a larger conversation. So what exactly, like a sleeve alone is not a trend, right? So for example,
Yeah.
someone earlier was talking about like maybe color blocking is a trend, or a particular kind of like say opulence is a trend, or
Yeah.
you know, gypsy is a trend. So what is the trend over here?
Yes. It's stuffing is the
Tell me.
trend, ma'am. Stuffing.
What is stuffing? You mean volume?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. So you probably have to rewrite that at the bottom saying you're looking at that as the trend. What about the second one? What's happening here?
Here is again there is a like a tight garment plus the full the Indo-Western look of the garment is there, which we wanted to create it.
You want to create the same one?
No, we wanted to create the Indo-Western look
Okay.
out of Western designs and the Mughal theme, Mughal era.
Okay, guys, I need you to rethink
In
the way
this
you've
also,
kind of placed. I need you all to. Who else is in your group? Who else is here from the same group?
Ayushi.
Anyone else is there from this group? Are
Yeah,
you?
Ayushi
Are
is
you
there.
here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so listen, guys, I need you all to rethink this trend analysis that you all have done, because I feel like it's very, it's too focused on a particular kind of garment and it's not talking about a larger trend, right? So when we talk about trends, we talk about like what the trend is, right? So whether it's, I don't know, upcycling could be a trend, or you know, embroidery, some sort of like it's very hard to define it over here when I see what you guys are doing, because Indo-Western is not really a trend. Indo-Western is not really a trend. So I need you all to do some more trend analysis research. Maybe look at some websites that actually have trends. Maybe you can ask some of your people in Bhopal, where did you guys look for trends? Where did you all look for trends, Bhopal? Can you all hear me? Okay, I don't think they can hear me
Ma'am,
very well.
actually, we
But
have taken the pics of the trend, like whatever we have thought for our collection. In that, what is there in the trend, that we have taken the pics.
so maybe you want to redefine that a bit more, because here by just putting a picture doesn't give any clarity of what exactly you're looking at. So for me, this picture of
Okay.
Shraddha Kapoor is not a trend. It's not really a trend. It only has
Like
one
from
designer
that
using
we are
it, and I don't.
taking,
No,
we are taking weaving as an inspiration. So we'll be including weaving in our garments just to give a jali look that we have taken inspiration from.
actually, we have taken trend pics just to show that whatever we wanted our collection to be. So because of that, we have taken those kind of pics as a trend analysis.
What Kashmira is trying to say, that the pics what you pick, right?
Yeah.
Until unless Karishma is trying to say,
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
the pic the pic which you're taking, you need to be telling the trend. It should not be just like weaves or something. It's like, you know,
Okay.
what are you projecting basically? So one garment doesn't actually, weave is not a trend. It's
So
a
maybe
detail.
maybe handcraft, you know, a
Yeah, that's
handcraft story could be the trend under which the weaving comes. So we don't want you to just pick out garments, a single garment ka picture and put it here and say that's my trend analysis, because that's the trend. We've also given you a place at the bottom to write about the designer research or what designers are doing. So in that place you put a single garment, that's okay. But over here it needs to be a little bit
Okay.
more. So for example, like this picture which I've opened here,
Yeah.
why have you put this picture
Yeah.
here? You like the silhouette of this, no? This picture ka
Yes.
silhouette you like, no?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's
Yes,
not,
yes.
so the idea is not to just talk about the silhouette of one garment. It's about talking about a larger umbrella inspiration under which it sits. So for me, this one would probably be, I'm talking to them. I know that's an umbrella. He's showing me an umbrella because I said umbrella. He's showing me an umbrella. But so for me, this one would sit under the trend of maybe femininity, or under the trend of like maybe, I don't know, like, I don't know. I'll also have to think about it, because honestly, I'm not sure where it fits. But you need to come with that clarity of what that trend falls under. So this one over
Okay.
here would probably be sheerness, or it would be like a trend that talks about layers, or talks about ruffles, or talks about that.
Means
It's
we
just
have to
that product is not enough.
redefine the trends.
You
We
need
have
to
to redefine the trends clearly.
correct,
yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just do that once over here. And now, so same thing here. So this one would be like, what would the
Sure,
trend
sure.
be for this? Okay. And then you can write at the bottom what you're focusing on. That's fine. So you redefine and write what you're focusing on below.
Okay.
So all these questions will come up. Okay. Now let's move on.
Okay.
Designer
Okay.
research.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your final inspiration.
So these are the keywords which we have thought of making the garment, or these are the key phrases which we wanted to be in the garment: elegance, architecture, sensuality, intricacy, metalwork, sense of nature, heritage, floral. These are the words which we want कि हमारे garment में ये सारी चीजें हमारे collection में दिखनी चाहिए.
You know, the one issue I have with putting new age pictures, like say Jodha's picture over here, is that this is an inspired picture of the era. This is not actually what the era must have been like. So when we look at inspired pictures, you're taking inspiration from an inspired picture. That means when it's already been inspired from, little bit originality is already gone. So you're already looking at something which is only probably 75% original and 25% someone else's brain. So this does not give you a realistic understanding of that time. So avoid taking pictures of people's inspiration of a particular thing. Okay, so you can probably replace this image. Don't put this one here. Yeah. And this is the kind of SOT you guys want to use. So something like this again would come on your SOT page. So this page basically moves all the way down to when you're looking at surface ornamentation. In inspiration, you're talking about what is linked to that particular topic. So Mughal, right? So there should be more of inspirations linked to that. Right now, this just looks like embroidery. Different kinds of embroidery techniques that you put together over here. Okay, so you may want to move this one lower down.
Actually, this is for surface ornamentation only. By default, it is here. This is for surface ornamentation.
This one you can move it lower. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
So this what you have here is actually more of a trend forecast, what you've done over here. Over here you have these pages where you've added trend analysis,
Okay,
but you have to move up there, okay?
fine, fine.
Okay, so you need to just reshuffle things a little bit, and also just be careful you don't go too literal when you start drawing out silhouettes. Because I still don't understand what you guys mean when you say contemporized Indian. That's a very tricky word, and a lot of people say it, but then it's normally either like an off-shoulder dress or just like a crop with the skirt. So I'm very curious to see what your understanding of contemporary Indian would be. So I need you all to just
Okay,
reshuffle your project and start drawing silhouettes, but carefully.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Which are the centers here, guys?
You could just name your center, whoever is here.
Ma'am, Nasik.
Who's here from Nasik?
Ma'am, Swarnima.
So which one should I open? Your names then both.
Only one project is there.
This one. Then.
That,
Yeah.
that. Ma'am, actually earlier we were working in teams, so there was a lot of confusion. So I've still worked on it.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to talk us through your project? Tell us about it.
Yes. We were inspired by fiction books, and which were in those books where women were shown more powerful and goal oriented. They were female centric, and here we just put the phrases over here and this, and then we just went ahead with the images of inspiration with a lot of fiction books images actually. Then the next actually we were more centric to lipstick jungle earlier, so we just wanted to take that earlier, so there was a lot of image related to lipstick jungle. We just find it. We have this trend analysis.
Right.
These kind of garments which wanted to stick to these kind of trend.
So what you probably can do is to simplify this, since you've got so many sheets, is you can actually put things together. So put all your oversized pictures as a collage together and then just write oversized underneath it. And you can make a note of all these different details under that only. So instead of having 5 different pictures for oversized, do one collage for oversized and write oversized under it. Okay, that is for your presentation. So what was your final inspiration?
Final inspirations we haven't decided yet. We have been working through different kind of stuff right now. We have a lot of rough work yet, a lot of inspirations right now, but we haven't finalized it.
Which one are you more inclined towards?
Oversized.
But oversized is not an inspiration. Oversized is an idea. Is an idea. It can't be.
I was just. We were planning to stick to lipstick jungle actually. The kind of outfits which lipstick jungle had. Those kind of stuff.
So can you define that inspiration for me a little bit? When you say lipstick jungle, what do you mean?
There are a lot of in lipstick jungle the women's which are shown over there, in that they're very powerful and they are like goal oriented. The book is actually female centric, so we wanted the garments which are more like goal.
I'm a little confused because your presentation is saying something else and you're saying something else. This one is talking completely about a different inspiration, which is basically from fiction.
Yes.
And now what you're saying to me is something else.
Lipstick Jungle is fiction book only, ma'am.
Okay, one second. So you're taking a particular book and doing it.
Yes.
But then why isn't that keyword there? Like, why isn't that mentioned anywhere in your keywords? So, one second. Let's go back.
Yes.
So, you started off with the whole idea of fiction, right? And in fiction, you chose a particular book which is called Lipstick Jungle, which is basically this one, and you based an entire mood board out of it.
This is lipstick.
This is your first mood board.
Yes.
What were you saying?
Actually, ma'am, when I did this project earlier, then it was a whole lot of all Lipstick Jungle only. But then when we had discussion, you mentioned that don't jump to one point. Like you should not stick to one point at the earliest.
Yeah, I'm just reading your feedback also right now. I was reading your feedback only right now to understand what I said to you guys. So that's fine. But then what happened after that?
So after that, we didn't mention anything that we are taking particularly Lipstick Jungle, but then it was women centric who are working women, and the outfits were like more of it's formal, relaxed also,
Right.
and it can be a day wear or evening wear also.
So over here, when you write your rough work, you only write fiction. So you know what you need to do is basically when you come to this point over here where your keywords and stuff start coming back, you need to bring in the keywords not of fiction. You need to bring the keywords of the book that you're inspired by. Does that make sense? So when you write over here, someone has a lot of disturbance and I can't hear myself. I'm getting a bit confused. Is a fan or something going on?
Somebody is, I think, Palveen, sabko mute kar do. They will be able to know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. So basically,
Karishma,
can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm muted. Okay. So basically, when you say that my inspiration started from fiction, which is fine, went on to Lipstick Jungle, that's fine. I'm reading the feedback I gave you. Basically, you guys had put too many images of wearing clothes in your inspiration, which I asked you guys to change. And I can see you've removed some of that stuff. And there was not much cohesiveness in the process, okay? So based on all of that feedback, you guys went forward and you basically tried to focus on one thing, correct? You made this mood board, this keyword board. But what's happening is that when I look at this keyword board now, without looking at the top, how do I know what it's inspired by? It only says fiction. So maybe what you need to do is you need to, at this point, start bringing in the fact that now you're focusing on one particular book and then bring in the keywords from that one particular book. You can unmute yourself because you need to talk to me.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so that way what happens is then we start building on towards one particular focus. And if that's not there, then it's a bit confusing to jump from this page. Because this page is basically, I think you've got some words here. What are these words for? This one.
These were earlier taken from Lipstick Jungle only. These books.
Okay, so what you need to probably do is get rid of this one because it's already there. So this, get rid of. Instead of that, bring these keywords into the forefront over here. So we know that now your focus has moved to one particular book. And then from there, you're moving forward and you're looking for all the images that work with it.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you start building. So the problem is that because I don't know what your keywords are that you're focusing on, you can't talk so much. Because I don't know what your keywords that you're focusing on, it's very hard for me to relate your imagery right now because all I can see is a zebra, which I'm assuming relates to jungle, right? But that's the only thing I can. And then also
the bold is black and white. The bold.
So maybe what you need to do is if you reinsert a sheet over here with your focused keywords now,
fine.
That would really help us. And then also maybe since you're anyways doing that, also relook at the images that you really want to use. Like for me, this one works really well because I'm assuming it's about like women in the city and all about their lives, and it's obviously going to be complicated and a lot of different things going on. So this is a really beautiful collage. So that whole idea of different elements coming together, this image makes sense, right? So maybe you want to look for more imagery like that, or this one obviously comes from the fact that it's by city. Now I'm assuming these things. Okay, these are my assumptions. So it would be easier if your keywords were there for us to have clarity. What is this about? Why do you have this picture?
This is like discipline, like more of discipline.
Okay, so I think you need to just address this once more with your keywords and relooking and just remove stuff like, why do you need discipline? Like, do you think discipline is a very important part of your inspiration?
May not be true.
So rethink it. So just take a step back and rethink it and just reshuffle things around and remove and like reduce some stuff.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, wait. And then again, this becomes really like, it's so angular, so geometric that it confuses me further. So why do you have so much geometry over here?
Actually, we had thought like, that they are very straightforward. Women who are working in cities, they are very straightforward in the book also, like in the Jungle Book. And so we wanted to use this kind of geometric shapes.
But then this one doesn't feel straightforward at all to me. This feels a bit confused. But then is that what you want to go for? So, this is a very subjective inspiration, right? There's no right and wrong here. This is about you're defining characters. You're using words like straightforward. You're using words like strong, independent, confused, whatever. So these words that have a very fixed imagery to them. The imagery will be based on how you show it to us. So maybe you need to clarify once that when you're talking about straightforward, what straightforward are you talking about? Is it completely like straight lines? Because even these are broken lines technically, because the line is breaking. It's extremely angular, so it feels a bit pointed. So just when I say to you,
if it is focused for us, focused, if it's like pointed
maybe
phoenix.
Maybe it could be that. But then again, do we need so many different definitions also to make our inspiration?
Okay.
And maybe what could help you is, what you can do is to make it easier for you, you can break down each inspiration word. You can take that word and place it on that sheet and then put all the images that you think relate to that one word, put them behind, but have the word written on it also. So there are different ways that you can make your sheets. All that and every way is correct as long as you're putting in the time and effort about it and review it. It's very simple. Yes, so you can also put your keyword on top because it's so subjective, and you may find when I look at something, for example, when I see a red, what is a bright red for me may not be a bright red for you. It's the same thing with this, right? So you can put a word on your sheet, which will probably make it more clear what it is. Like when I look at this, I see confusion. But then when I look at this, I see calmness, because it almost looks like she's got these beautiful thoughts in her head and they're growing out of her head. So the thing is, suddenly it becomes like we're talking about discipline, focus, calmness. Zaini, 1 second. You love it, right? Yeah, he loves the earth, by the way. Okay, you're talking about discipline, focus, calmness. You're talking about like, they're just too many things. So keywords, reduce some keywords and then start redefining your images. Okay? It'll help you get more clarity. So now if I keep moving forward, that's it. That's all we have right now.
Fabric.
No, we have colors. So now again, if you look at all colors, like you can go into any direction. The minute you tell me, give me more clarity with your inspiration, trust me, you can go into any of these, because all of these could have meaning. So the point is that this is something we'll have to look at only once you have that clarity up there. Again, fabrics, there are tons of them. When you say I want to create textures, no problem, do it by all means. I'm already feeling like your collection is going to be like multi-layered and multi-textured, because we're talking about a bunch of women who clearly have a lot of issues to deal with. So that's also fine. But all of this is only after you set that inspiration part. Just get us, tighten and redefine inspiration part. So I'm not going to actually scroll down. Okay?
Okay, fine.
Cool. Thank you. Any questions for me?
No, ma'am. Thank you for this.
Thank you. Okay. Who else do we have?
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Yes, please ask.
Ma'am, we have already sent our new PPT, which we have done the second phase also. So right now you have not discussed about that. Is that not reached?
Let me check. I'm. You are from which center? You said
Panvel.
Nashik, na?
No,
Panvel.
Panvel.
Okay, sorry. Nashik was just now. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
This one, right? This is the
Mahima,
only one I have.
Mahima and Ayushi.
This one, right? This is the only one that I have actually. The first
So
page.
in this, the second phase is not there, ma'am,
No, it's only exactly what I showed you right now.
Because we have already sent it on the, like, whatever the time has given, the date has given, we have sent it.
So do me a favor, why don't you resend it once more? We'll make a note of it also. You resend it and then we'll get it uploaded. And then I'll check it once when it comes
Just
to me.
rectify
Okay.
whatever Karishma has told you right now and then send it again.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that will
Okay.
With all the rectifications, so
Yeah.
it'll save both of.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, who else is here? Who else is here, guys?
Taranjot is also. Taranjot, could you please tell about your
From
presentation?
Patiala, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you start telling us about your presentation while it opens? Taranjot?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yes. Can you tell us about your presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I started with the brainstorming, and my inspiration I took India, and this all words are of like basic related to us India things. And next slides. These are our pictures, which is in that brainstorming.
Okay.
Okay. And from here, I just took architecture.
Okay.
And okay, this is trend forecast trends. I have written over there. It's just like these are the designers research.
Okay.
And basically, I took very simply, and from here I just I took columns. Basically, my inspiration is columns. So from the columns, I took shapes, and there's a now I'm here picking shapes. Sorry, lines, and then lines to the different lines.
Right.
From the next slide. Here I'm taking shapes out of it, columns, and that it's coming out to different shapes. This is like repeating pictures, as you were told us. My inspiration name is from like it's like a akara, like it's a shape basically, and it is called akar in Punjab. So I just changed out in akara, just named it as akara. And I took colors from the inspiration, the whole picture from my first picture.
But any reason in particular why you only looked at the first picture for your color story?
We basically pick the colors from the inspiration board. If we want to take another color story, then we have to take the different inspiration for the color story.
Yeah, but my point is that your picture, this picture, technically what you're looking at for inspiration, like this one, it doesn't even have that much of I mean, it's nice, but the point is that you don't have to be stuck to this one, because technically your columns are only the columns are there, but every other color that you've picked is from the sky and from water and from plants.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's not like as if that inspiration of colors coming from your inspiration. It's just a photo. Your inspiration is coming from a photo. So whether you want to go down this path, because I just don't think that taking inspiration from this photo is probably it's too generic. Like it's too blue hair, green hair. You know, there's all the colors are there. But why are all the colors there in your inspiration? There's still no reasoning for that. So why would a collection that's inspired by columns have greens and blues and purples? Why would it not have colors of maybe material that it's made from? It's just a question. You can answer that for me.
No, usually we take the color palette from the picture, so that's why I've taken that. It could happen from the structure too, but I don't want to bond with the browns and blacks over there, so that's why I just pick the more colors. So I have I can work and experiment with that too.
Just wait for 2 minutes. I think Karishma has gone for some work, right?
Okay, ma'am.
You normally take inspiration from your photos. That's all right. I understand that. And that's what everyone's doing. But I'm asking that, do you think that you're taking from the right sources of inspiration? Because technically your color story right now has the sky and water and plants, which are actually not a part of your inspiration.
I also have taken colors too. There is a browns and blacks, even where we can see the shades. And I don't want to bound myself in that color, so I just took more colors for that.
So can we once probably revisit your color stories? Can you redo the color story once? Think about what else can it be? Do you think maybe we can just look for colors of sandstone or colors of material? Yes, do it. Or any other material, because right now the greens and the blues are not making much sense, right? It's not making much sense. It's like saying my inspiration is the Taj Mahal, and then I'm taking from the sky and the water for color.
Okay, ma'am.
Or you're saying my inspiration is like, I don't know, is India, but I'm taking the blue and the green from the grass and the sky. So I just feel like that's not a part of your inspiration. That's only a part of your picture. So just rethink your color story once.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And why are silhouettes Indo-Western and Western? I mean, only because you've written it, I'm asking you.
Well, okay. Silhouettes, ma'am. Go to the sketches, please.
So because the reason is you've written it over here. That means it's obviously important. So when you write it in the center of a page, it becomes extremely important, right? Fabrics are okay, linen, cotton, khadi, that works. But
yes.
Okay, tell us about this.
These are the silhouettes which are taken from Indian and Western, and I have used lines and shapes from it.
So you've taken the silhouettes from Western and Indian. What does that mean?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean?
It started from my inspiration, from the first inspiration, India. And so that it can be accepted by globally, so I just took took it as a Indian and Western wear.
Okay, so that's the problem. इतना काम किया, इतना कॉलम देखा, कॉलम को देखा, कॉलम में लाइन बनाया, और फिर जाकर इंडिया से इंस्पिरेशन लिया और बोला वेस्टर्न को सेल करना है, right? This is a very they're very nice garments. I'm not debating that. I mean, they're nice, they're wearable, easy, but that's not what we're trying to do with this project, right? When you're saying my inspiration is column, when you come to your silhouettes, wahin se aana chahiye aapka inspiration. You know, so you started from India, you looked at India, from India you chose the architecture. So why have we left the architecture when we come here?
It is coming here. It's coming
then
in a
tell me now.
texture. It's
But
in
only
textures.
texture. Only texture.
Yes, ma'am. Only texture,
Sad.
not
That's
the
very
silhouettes.
sad.
That okay.
That's the problem. That's the problem, right? For me, I feel like it needs to come into the whole thing. When you're inspired, it should come to the whole thing. Saying I want to do Indo-Western, I want to do Western, Indian, global, that's up to you. But the point is that when you're seeing, like, for example, like, let's look at this skirt, right? This skirt over here. Can you see it? The one I'm circling?
Yes, ma'am.
Long and straight. That still works for me from the column because it's quite straight. But then, having said that, columns also come in different forms, right? Is it always only to?
Yes.
Is it always just is it always just straight, or do they go from small to big? So maybe what you need to do is, for your own reference, do some research on the column. Right now, you've only gone onto the surfaces. You did those lovely lines, straight lines from the designs. You know, on the top. Wait, let me go back and show you.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you've done all this research. No, you've done research. It's not like you haven't done research. So why have we forgotten all the research when we're actually designing? All of this work that you're doing should actually help you, no? So when you're actually making your garment, you know, okay, fine, I have these shapes, I should use these shapes. I have this kind of texture, I will use this kind of texture. I need you to just step back, relook at your columns. You've got the work already for it. And then look at all of these sheets together and then start drawing. You want to make Indo-Western? Make Indo-Western, no problem. But it should still come from your inspiration and not from India. It should not be like India should not be the reason why you're making a skirt. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
and also look at other places, other photos. Now you've only taken this ek do photo as a bar. Look for some more pictures, add some more imagery into this. You know, maybe you'll find more types of columns also. And the columns are so interesting. They do have, if you look at how they are, they've got these lines on them. So they're like lots of different sizes that come together. Right? And they've got this really nice texture on the top. Do you think you can look at gathers and draping, and so much that can come out of this actually, but I needed to look at more pictures also.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes.
Okay, who else do we have here? I think we've got time to do at least 2 more presentations. That's only if someone agrees to come and talk to me. Anyone else?
Yeah, here it's Ami.
From which center?
I'm from Panvel.
So we'll do Panvel and then I think we'll do Bhopal. Bhopal, are you all still here?
Ami, the first one.
Bhopal is still here.
Yeah. Okay. So we can just do, we can do that. We can do one Bhopal and maybe one more center if they want to do one more in their center. We can do that one. Like just basically the number 2 of every center. Okay. Okay, can you start explaining about your inspiration to us?
Yeah, my inspiration is from the staircase, the winding staircase, and the winding roads.
I
not
download
opening.
it.
Okay.
No. It
So,
exceeds the maximum file size.
Yeah, there are a lot of photos.
That's good. That means we'll have lots to talk about. Okay, we can do the other group while it's downloading. Let me just check. Do you have your laptop? You can screen share it with me.
No, actually, I'm on my mobile right now. So
okay, it's opening. So while it's opening, we can just look at someone else's and we'll come back to you. Who else is here then?
We still have Bhopal at this point of time.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So let's do it then. What's the person's name, Pal?
Hello, ma'am. This is Akanksha.
Akanksha.
This
Yeah.
one, right?
Yes,
Akanksha
ma'am.
and Neha.
And yeah.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Telling us?
Yes, ma'am. This is Akanksha from Bhopal, and good afternoon, ma'am. So we have done the project on bougainvillea. That's a kind of flower, and that flower is like we have taken this as inspiration because we feel this flower grows in a very odd condition. Like it grows in very hot summers. It needs very less of water. Very what we get this from this flower is like it's a very strong thing. It
Right.
looks very delicate, but the other way, if you think about it, it looks very strong in its own thing. So we
Right.
take that flower as the inspiration, and this
Yeah.
is our related search. So that flower, as in floral, we can have anything in that floral thing. Either we can go to the accessories or the dresses or anything else like that. And this is the colors because that flower has so many colors in it. It comes in variety of colors. So we have taken a kind of multicolored thing, bright colors. So that's the color thing. Can you move
I
that?
have one issue with this one. Yeah, one second. I'm just trying to figure out where we were at the last time when I gave you guys feedback, because I feel like you all had more pictures of bougainvillea at that time.
We
You
have
have no
changed
pictures of bougainvillea this time.
Yes, last time, but you said about that. I guess the feedback was like, why too many inspiration of flowers? So we changed the inspiration board, and you asked about the trend analysis
No,
also.
one second. I'm trying to. What's
Yeah.
your name again? You said what's your name?
Akanksha Diwan Singh.
Akanksha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the thing was there are too many references of clothing.
Yes.
The flower
yes.
was not the problem. The clothing was the
Okay.
problem. So, but you've
Okay.
done the same thing. You've done the same thing still. You still have lots and lots of clothes in your references. And the problem
Okay.
is that when you guys have flowers, if you're talking about bougainvillea, there should be pictures of bougainvillea, no? Because right now this
Yeah.
could be any flower. This is just a floral
Mhm.
inspiration. This is not a
Yes.
bougainvillea
Yes.
inspiration.
Yes.
And the problem
Okay.
last time also, I'm reading the feedback while I'm speaking with you, is that
Mhm.
there was too many references of clothing, which is the problem. You can't take inspiration from clothing to make clothing, because then you're going to make the same clothing that's existing.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you are suggesting that we should take pictures of flowers instead of clothes.
Yeah. Why do you
Okay.
have pictures of
Okay.
so many clothes?
Yes. Okay. I'll do that,
And
ma'am.
the thing is both the times I gave you feedback, it's the same feedback twice. It's the same
Okay.
feedback again, saying that there's too much referencing of clothing on it. You need to change that.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, we'll do that.
So can we let's go ahead a little bit. I just want to see what else you guys have done here. Like this. Yeah. And then also here you suddenly have so many lines. I think you spoke about something about sacred geometry also. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a thing like sacred geometry. Actually, we did that research from the WGSN trend analysis report. So there were some trends like lines and florals and these batik things and all those sacred geometry. So we have taken that from there. But you asked about that why geometry is there. So we have removed that, and these lines we may use as the support system for the floral. Like I have given you an extra brief about the actually actually you asked about why tie and dye and why all those things. So I've given a brief about that also, as I am a textile faculty and my partner Neha teaches EOD and CAD. So we are basically working with colors and prints. So that's our major thing that we teach. So we take this thing and we try to do that block prints and the tie and dye as to show those things. So that's why we have taken this.
You want to focus on SOT basically. You want to focus on SOT is what you're saying to me, right?
Yes.
So let's go through it once to see what the extra stuff is. Okay, what I want you guys to do is, don't get bogged down by silhouette right now. I want you to just go back. You have more images of flowers that are there over here, which work much better. So that you have changed that. So I'm looking at that only right now. So what you need to do is just once take a step back, look at what that flower is. Don't get confused by geometry and you're overcomplicating it for yourself. You can just, sorry, then you just give me a wait. It's there. Yes, I know. So don't have to overcomplicate it with sacred geometry because somehow that doesn't fit into your inspiration at all. But if you can just step back once, relook at the flower, relook at you said something interesting in the beginning. You said that this flower grows in conditions that are very not normal. It grows everywhere. Right, so that means that the strength of the flower is so much that it can anywhere you look bougainvillea. So can you probably go a little bit deeper into what the flower is like what are those conditions the flower grows in? It's a creeper, so lots of them grow together. So there's always like large bunches of them. The bougainvillea itself has some really interesting textures, lines on its petal. So if you want to get lines and all, look into stuff like that. Instead of trying to complicate it with lines that are not linked to it right now. Because I feel like somewhere you all are getting, and also one more thing, you all don't have to just do it blindly because I'm asking you to. You should also understand why I'm asking you to do it. And if you don't understand why, ask me why have you asked and I will explain to you. Okay?
Sure.
So I want you to also, for example, like this one, it's not a picture of bougainvillea. Maybe you want to remove this picture from here. So right now I want you to just focus on getting some more pictures of it.
Okay.
What do you say?
No, I was just telling you that that's bonsai of a bougainvillea.
Okay. That's cute. Okay. Fine. Okay, then keep it. The bonsai of bougainvillea, I can't say anything to you. Fine. So maybe you want to look for some more images of these. You see how on top of this there are all these these little lines that are sticking out, which are basically a part of the center of the flower. So maybe that's where your lines come from. And if you guys are SOT.
Actually, I also use lines for it's just like that. Basically I do block printing from last 6 years. I'm doing it. So when I do that block printing, and I really love floral things. So just to support that floral, because you can't wear all florals. Sometimes it doesn't look that good. So just to add a little bit of different look to it, I add a little bit of geometric things to that. So that's
okay.
That's why
I understand that.
But
that is not a reason. That's not a good enough reason for you to add lines into this collection. Just because and there are people who wear overall floral too. ऐसे नहीं कि कोई नहीं पहनता, लोग बहुत लोग पहनते हैं. So if you want to bring in the lines, you have to find an inspiration for us that links to this one from where the lines come. Just because you think that lines need to come is not enough reason. So either find an inspiration that can join with this, or then drop the line. So you need to take a call on that. But I need you to build on this bougainvillea inspiration to include lines, but not randomly, with some sort of reason to it. Okay. So what you do right now is just take one step back, for your project, and just reconsider the way that you're actually applying the lines into this collection. Agar lines dalna hai, if you feel like I don't want it to be fully floral, I want it to have other elements too. What are those other elements and where do they come from? It could come from the leaf also. That's fine. That's not a problem. Can can you please talk a bit softer? Wasim, softer. When his interiors workshop goes on, no, Anju, remind him that we're also going to come and talk in the background like this. He's talking.
Next time, yeah. Next time,
Yeah.
we bully
Next
them
time,
there.
Anju also saying next time we're going to do it. Okay, so listen, you can actually look at the lines from the leaves or from the petals. Really want to take lines, or then find another third thing. I don't mind, but find something which you can link into this inspiration to bring in the lines. Based only on Bougainvillea alone. And if you feel like you all want to work more on surfaces, develop some really nice motifs. We can work on motive development with you, no problem. But maybe you want to just rethink what exactly your inspiration is and then move forward.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, who else have over here?
Good evening, ma'am. This is Samreen from Lindsay Street.
Right. Okay, can you start talking to us about your presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I've worked, my inspiration is submerged and मैंने पूरा ocean के ऊपर I started working. The lines are there. Basically, I want to work with the fabric manipulation. That's why I've taken line as my the element, the EOD, element of design. And this is my mind mapping in which I have to research about the submerged, whatever the words I have taken. This is just a rough work which I have done. Whatever the word that pop up onto my mind, मैंने वो लिखा है, that merge is there, movies there, flow, waves, and related to that I have put some pictures, the reference pictures according to the words. See, there is a ombre that is on trend now. Then there is a shells. Then some kind of merge is happening, which is shown with the help of the lines. Then there is a light. There is a transparency, which we can see underneath the water. Then there is a lights. Then this is a iridescent thing, the two-tone thing. Whenever we see the ocean, we can see the two-tone color. Then ombre I have taken because whenever we are looking the ocean from front, it's the colors are different, and when we are looking at dur se, so it's looking darker. So that's why I've taken ombre as a technique. Then the embroidery is also a technique which in transparent fabric, there is a trend on WGSN that on the sheer fabric we can do the embroidery with the help of the two different colors.
Right.
So this is the thing. Then these are the trends research which I have looked after it. Like I thought of doing ombre technique, then I have mentioned ombre dyeing technique, then fabric manipulation. I have not decided yet what I am going to work on it, but these are the techniques that that I kept in my mind, that whenever I'm working on submerged, that I'll choose one of this or maybe two of this. Then there's a thread embroidery, organza fabric. I can choose organza fabric for my garment. Then there's a tint and shade of the blue. These are some kind of designer research work. Again, I have, as I said, I want to work in fabric manipulation and with some embroidery work. So I have taken the inspiration from those designers who already worked with the fabric manipulations and thread embroidery.
Right.
Then layerings are there because when we see the waves, the lots of layering are there. These are the keywords. I have chosen only 15 keywords. But ma'am, one more thing I want to say, I have shared the second phrase also, but I cannot see my second phrase over here.
Yeah, I can't see it too. So it was, your name was Samreen, no?
Yeah, Samreen Azizi.
Let's go back out and check.
Even you have asked me to change some, add on some designers research work, and I did that, but I cannot see my second phrase.
Yeah. This is the newest one that I have is here. Is this redesign? No, it's supposed to be in this. This is the one opened. Let me reopen it and see if maybe I opened the wrong one over there. I think this is the old one only.
Yeah.
It's the old one, no?
Yeah, this is the old one because
Do
I
you
have
have it on your? Do you have it on your laptop?
yes, ma'am. I can.
Can you share your screen with me instead? I'll
Yes.
stop sharing your share.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
So in last feedback, you asked me to add some designers work more. So I
Right.
have add on some work over here as well. Then these are the keys that I have taken only 15 keys, the rhythm, line, repetition, and according to that only I have taken out the picture which I have shown at the top, that the rhythm is happening over here according to me, because the waves then lines are here, these lines, then repetition is happening over here, then the ombre because I can see the lights over here, there is a dark and light means from dark to light tone it's going according to me, so that's why I have taken as a ombre for the reference. Then crystal is there, I shown this as a crystal. Ocean, this is the another technique of dyeing, that is that I have shown as a ocean, because the waves are coming and the light and dark shade is coming. Luminous because of this. Then underwater, I'm showing the underwater life of the fish are here and all the colors. Then shells hue I have written because I want to work with the tint and shade of the blue, that's why I have taken hue as my word. Shells are there. Then textures, I can see the textures over here of the water. Then this is again for the irregular shape of the waves, and for the embroidery basically I want to take this for the embroidery. Then there is a vase in which lines are getting merged. Again there is a merge, that something happening, that rhythm is happening.
Right.
So this are the, my collection name is a merge of lines because I cannot use submerged as my collection name. So I say merge of lines because when I am doing the
Why
fabric
can't
manipulation.
you submerge? Why can't you submerge?
Because
out of curiosity.
No, actually I said ki submerge is very literal. I want to use something which is showing, because when I am showing my garment as a fabric manipulation and there is a merge of lines happening, so that I choose as a merge of line for the collection.
Okay. Okay.
Then this is the color palette which I want to use.
Yeah.
This is a
tell me.
This is a color palette which I want to use.
Okay.
I have merged all the pictures which I have taken above. I merged all the pictures together. I put some the motifs which I want to use in my garment, like shells are there. This thing I just Photoshop all the thing and I merged together.
Yeah.
So this is my color palette, and this is a fabric option. This is not that I want to use all the fabric all together, but this is my just a collection that this fabric I can use when I am doing my collection. I want to use any of this fabric. So this is the rough selection of the fabric. This is the rough sketch of my illustration. I have shown the pleating over there, the layering over there, transparency over in this design. I have shown the transparency. There is a tube top, sweetheart shape tube top, and on top of that there is a sheer layering, so that I can see a transparency. And then again there is a line, the peplum top is there. So everything is like a pleating, and all lots of lines are there in my collection.
Okay, I wish you have more lines though. Yeah, see like that. Go back. See like this one on the right hand side. This one. No, that one. Yeah, that one. So when you're saying lines, there should be so many lines that you don't know where the line starts and where it stops from. So all the silhouettes you showed us before this, I feel like that's what it was lacking. So I want you to do more silhouettes and really bring in all this idea of lines into that. But also, can we make some more interesting? What do you teach at NIFT? What are you teaching?
Mom, designing and embroidery.
Okay. So you need to make more silhouettes for sure. Okay. So you need to make a lot more silhouettes and try and think of how can you apply this. So for example, there are some interesting ideas over here. You know, you've got this crossover pleated thing that just covers the bust. Can I take that same cross and apply it in different places on my garment? Can I change the scale of it? Can I make it bigger? Can I make it smaller? What if it had to be made in organza? It would look different. If the same thing I made in a softer, shinier fabric, it will fall differently. So I want you to think of many more silhouette options and try and be more innovative with the shapes that you have.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Sure.
So basically, you need to focus on the silhouette part of it. Everything else, the link and stuff is there. We can see it, but don't forget you spoke about repetition, lines, rhythm. We need to see all that coming more strongly in the silhouettes.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, I'll do.
Okay.
That. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am.
Okay, so I think we're good for today. Anyone has any particular question to ask?
You were supposed to show my PPT.
Oh yeah, okay, we lost. Okay, yeah, of course. I was wondering how we finished so fast. I was like, it's not 5 o'clock as yet. We have 15 minutes. We finished early. Okay, wait. I'm just going to open it.
Yeah. So this is my individual project. Last time I had submitted a group project. So here I've started again. So that's why it's made in a little bit of hurry. Okay. So my inspiration for this, if you just look at the pictures, it's mostly stairs, winding roads and stairs. Basically, it's a pathway.
I can't hear
you. Something which you can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, the for this one is staircases and roads, and mostly they are quite beautiful to look at. And if you look at them, you will notice a story in them because most of the people ignore them. Okay, you can see staircases are just at one place, but they help people get from one place to another. And you know they have, if you look them from different angles, you can see different things in them. Okay, you can see a lot of gradation, a lot of ascending, descending, even on roads. they also have a certain pattern and a certain look to them from wherever you look at them. So that was basically the inspiration. Okay, you can see symmetry in them, you can see illusion in them, you can see spiral, you can see sometimes a lot of confusion when you look at the roads and the paths. So that was the basic idea behind these, and these are some of the words from the many words, like confusion, path, contemporary, ascending, descending, asymmetrical, gradation, movement. uh, so basically this is like only the idea of it. And then in the next slides, now the next slide is not just photos of stairs, but they are also photos of lines.
This one?
Yeah. So you can see the stair-like structure everywhere. Even when you look at, from bottom to top of a building, you can see that the cut of a cardboard also has certain waves. The temple staircase, the plains that you see on the mountains, various things can remind you of it. So these are some of those photos, and also a lot of texture. When you think of stairs, you also think of a lot of texture. So that's what the photos are. And you can see the next slide. Yeah, here I've taken some photos of not exactly stairs, but things in which you can actually see stairs, except for the left hand side top photo, which is actually a staircase. Rest of them are not exactly stairs, but you can find them, the natural stairs everywhere. And sometimes it's not even the stairs, sometimes it's only the shadow that you see, sometimes it's the artwork, sometimes it's just the texture of the mountains. So that's what is there in these photos. And the next, yeah, here also the same thing. And here I've also tried to add a little bit of confusion also to them. And the trend analysis. Now the trend analysis, if you see, two photos represent the same sort of trend, and each photo you have certain things which we have picked up from. Okay, like interlocked twist. There is a twist that is there on the roads also, the same twist you can see on the garments. So that is one trend. Ruching is another trend, because when you ruch, you do create certain patterns and certain textures. So that was one thing. And I have also taken like what do you say, like a 3/4 garment. Okay, a calf length or a 3/4 garment, I think it's there in the next, or the next. So here a lot of pleating you will see, and you will also see a lot of symmetry. So that these are also the key trends that I have picked up. And yeah, if you look at the photos, it's a symmetry, but it also has certain symmetrical elements in the photos. So it will have both. Like when I visualize the design, I am going to use both symmetry and also a little bit of symmetry somewhere. Next.
Jane, can you please reduce your volume a little bit? It's just last 5-10 minutes.
Okay, here again the trend is of high base, and here I've taken surface texture because almost everything related to stairs and everything, you'll see a lot of texture. So this is like experimental texture, like we can create something, not just pleats and ruching, but we'll try to create some texture. So that's why these two images are there. And because we were talking about stairs and pleats and all, so we can include frills, but it's not like I will be including frills in the actual design. But yeah, it's one of the trends which we have picked up. And also fabric manipulation, because not everything needs to be pleats and all. And ombre, because ombre was one of the trends which was there in the forecast. So ombre, digital print using ombre. So that is one. And layered ensemble. Like there will be layering in the design, but not a lot of layering. So next is the designer relevance.
Just 1 second. I can't hear you very well. Just 1 second. I'm just going to reconnect my phone, my lap. 1 second. My internet's very acting funny. Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So the trend analysis, as I was talking about, we have, like, I have taken ombre, and ombre can be like dyeing, or it can be digital. So both I have taken, and then layered ensemble. Instead, there will be some layering, not the whole thing will be layered, but yeah, there'll be layering on the ensemble. So that is one another trend. And designer relevance. So I know the first thing that comes to mind when you think of textured garment is Iris Van Happen, but here I've tried to not put her picture so much, because the technicality of her design was too much for me to handle. So I decided I'll go for some other designers. So like Jean-Paul Gaultier, Balmain, and a lot of unknown designer like Ilja. When I was searching, I came across this designer, and GoPay. So these are few designers from which I have picked up. And like, so here again, Alexander McQueen is there, which is another designer which I've seen. And the keywords are very less, and I wanted to even cut out more. Design will be complex, contemporary. It is inspired from Stairs, so that's why Stairs is there. There will be a little chaos somewhere in the design. Layered, there will be asymmetry also, but you will find some symmetry also. As I told you, the stairs are, they have movement, so there will be a little bit of fluidity, and there will be a little bit of what do you say, structure. So it's going to be a mix of all. And gradation is basically because the stairs, if you look from above, you can see a gradation in there. So that's why it's used. And these are some inspiration pictures, and you'll notice most of the inspiration pictures will not have a lot of stairs in them. The first one is the path. Okay, it's in the path. The second one is just waves, and this taken just to show that you can imagine, like, you can see stairs anywhere, like you can see even ascendancy anywhere. So that was one. And this one, the next one, has a lot of illusion in them. It is staircase, but it has a lot of illusion. Here you can see in nature also stairs can be found. So the side photos are those, and the center photo is of a staircase. And the next, here all the photos of are a staircase. You can also see them in different things, like the left hand photo is actually a photo of a leaf, and the right hand side is a conch. Yeah. Now the collection name is Ascendancy, but I may change it because like, as I am designing, I think I might change the concept also a little bit. Okay, so ascendancy basically means success and progress. That was thought, because I thought maybe because it's staircase, so you climb up the stairs, and that's why the name ascendancy was used over here. but it's not a final collection name right now. And let's see like how it progresses. Design development, I need to work on more. Okay, this is still on a very like initial stages. So these are multiple color stories. You will, as I told you, I'll be using ombre. So I've kept one image in which you can see tones and shades of one particular color. So, and then probably one more color, or may not be one more color. Like right now I've kept these, but then later on it may change.
Yeah, that's fine. Again, like yours is a very subjective inspiration. So whether you choose this palette or that palette, it's really a choice that you can make based on what you like more. But they all look quite nice right now. What are you teaching at NIFD?
I teach illustration, design, and history.
Okay, cool. So we are expecting lots of silhouettes then. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. You can take your time to make them. That's not a problem.
Yeah, because this
Yeah,
one.
come on. I just reached your design page right now. There's so much of conversation and talk about the lines, and your inspiration images are so nice that it builds you up. And then when you come to silhouette, somehow it just doesn't deliver. So, and you know it because you said it to me before I reached here. So I'm hoping that like this is quite interesting. This one, number 5. Number 5. What's going on top is quite interesting. Like that these different elements coming together. There seems to be like, a frill that goes from big to small and lots of like a little bit of depth in it. So you can explore that idea a little bit more and look for other ones that are that way, because you are talking about something that's quite complicated and overlayered and multiple lines and multiple like depth and things like that. So do consider those kind of designs more and do make some more, because you could do with
because
more.
these designs, I actually focused more on it being simple, and when I saw the whole thing on like together, then I was like, this is too simple.
Yeah.
So I will be changing most of the designs, but the elements which I've used, like the pleats and all, okay, certain places you will see there's a overlapping and there is pleats, so that I'll keep common.
No, there are some interest. So what you should do is when we do our design process, now you've done this much. I'm not saying scrap all of this and make more. I'm saying from these ones, see which ones you like more. And also maybe what could help all of you guys, whoever's here and still listening to me, is that start putting your rough sketches in a line. Don't put this up and down business, because what happens is when it's in a line, you also can understand, you can see lengths better, you can see shapes better. Now, when this goes up and down, one number up, one number down, it confuses the eye. So when we're doing our design development, you don't want to be, they're already confused. We don't want to be even more confused. Right? So to simplify it for ourselves, when you guys are laying out your rough sketches over here.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Hello?
Try and keep them in one line. Minimize the clutter on the thought process. Okay, so I'm not saying scrap all of. I'm just saying choose the ones that work for you, choose the elements that work, and develop them further, and maybe add a few more elements. Okay, so don't have to throw all these away. They stay. Okay. Like this one's quite interesting. You see this one, number 25. On the top, you've got like this cut between the two sides, and you've got the ruching on one side, ruching on the other side. Like that's an interesting detail, and the sleeve looks interesting. But can we try those in different ways? Play with scale, play with proportion, play with placement, and then.
Hello?
I think we have lost her.
Hello? Hi.
I think we've lost Karishma.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Are you there, Karishma?
I think she's on mute.
See, I hope we've been able to understand a little as to what Karishma has been saying.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, it's like you need to build from there and take all the points, like whatever she's putting a presentation, how you need to be speaking to students, how you need to be conveying, a lot of things which we probably don't know how to start and where to end. So basically this whole session is अपना ही काम नहीं rectify करना है, but just to know if there are different types of work, how do you actually understand those designs, and without being rude and offensive, how do you give them a direction to move forward? Not outrightly saying ये काम इतना नहीं अच्छा, ऐसा नहीं है, वैसा नहीं है, which might let students get into a backseat. So like was giving them a little more, like a right track to go on, letting them know where they can change their, discipline of working or line, and then move ahead on that front. All right. So I hope it was quite interesting, and we know how to move forward from here, right? So Karishma, anything else you want to say?
Yeah,
Or you
so
want to ask any questions?
the ones who don't have their feedback given in this session, we will send it to you. And then what we'll do is the next time when we meet, we will do your presentation and not someone else's, right? So, I mean, and also the thing is like, Anju ma'am is saying, the idea here is just to be like, of course, when you guys, when your own confidence, and I think right now it also could be because people are not practicing or whatever. So you need to understand and have faith in your own way of designing, but at the same time, not try and force the kids to do it in a certain kind of way. So treat this as a two-way thing. One is how we interact, and one is how your work is shaping up, and then use that feedback forward when you guys are working with your students. So I know you said that right now, but I'm just repeating that.
And you know what, Karishma, when they're seeing lots more work, they're able to understand kai baar ki probably we just don't have one direction of working. There are so many people who are put into different directions, and sometimes the direction goes right, sometimes the direction doesn't go right.
Yeah.
And how do you need to be understanding what's right and what's wrong? But nothing is actually wrong. It's how you actually do the thing. But the process has to be in some scientific manner.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of going into so much of detail, because this is a time when we have upteen time, and what we need to teach a student is right process. What they come out of it is, even I'm not looking from anybody's work as to what is the outcome. Is that if you are able to actually know ki process ye hai, and you put it rightly, I think that you will not go wrong anywhere. Uske baad to it's the students who take the work from there. All right.
Yeah, and the thing is that no one's work that we've seen, like even when we were talking about it, like at no point did we're not talking about the good. It's not good work and bad work. That's not what our job is, and that's not even what your job is. Your job is not to tell the students your work is good or your work is bad. It's about saying that we will teach you a basic way of working, and then your aesthetic, because as designers we want them to be their own person, so that every portfolio that leaves the institute has a different point of view to it, and that's a part of what we do. So that's all we need to convey to the students very, very clearly. So even when we're talking to you guys, which is why, when someone says to me, but you told me, that's why I changed the feedback. No, if you don't agree with the feedback, you don't have to be rude about it, don't be offensive about it, but you can always be like, I don't think this works because, and this is my reason. So can we
there has to be an explanation.
There has to be an explanation. So can we also have that relationship with the students, where if you're giving them feedback, they're not like blindly saying, "Acha, ma'am ne bola, maine kar diya." You need to tell them that that's not the way you want them to work. You want them to have a brain of their own. You're here to help them. You're not here to tell them ki ye wala silhouette choose karo, ki ye wala banao. Because then that way what happens is right now you're there. When you leave or when they leave, you're not there anymore. And then they have a really hard time in the industry. So these are just small things that we need to share it with the kids. Yeah.
2 मिनट में ज्वाइन करो.
बस हो गया सबका, बस हो गया आज के लिए. चलो ठीक है. Okay. Bye.
चल bye guys, bye.